Be careful. It's a live show. Anything can happen. Thank you very much. Please be seated, relax. It was hot outside waiting in line, I understand. Welcome to the air conditioning. It is Thursday, August 9th, 2018. Filling in for Kelly Ripa is Fiesta Maria here.
Hey.
I love that. That's such a great color.
Why, thank you.
Fantastic.
Thank you. I'm kind of sad. I thought you would have had a margarita here for me.
Well, we can, listen, we can get to Art's Bar and get you one in no time at all.
Por favor.
So how was your 24 hours in New York City?
My 24 hours were pretty jam-packed and amazing. I had like a Ryan Seacrest schedule yesterday.
Oh, you don't want that.
I was here, I was at Sirius doing my radio show, then I went to, She Knows hosted this Blog Her conference. So Amy Schumer and Jessica Alba and a bunch of us spoke at this women's conference, which was amazing. And it's funny, so we have Kelsey Grammer on the show today.
We do.
Just a quick aside, but I don't know if you got to see the movie Like Father that he's promoting.
I cried.
In the movie, it was so beautiful. I cried too. And it was really poignant about women and how kind of addicted, and it's just women, all people, we're all addicted to our phones now, right? And we're all super, super busy.
Right.
And it was just amazing to watch in the movie, just the message of like, we're so here and we're not present and we're not living really, right? So it was wonderful to watch myself actually before tumor how I was.
Yeah.
And so what I was speaking about yesterday with the women is how important it is for us to really value ourselves and realize how worthy we are of giving ourselves that attention to take care of us. And of course, you know, my message about putting your health first and making that important, and you know, success comes after we have our health.
Because you had, I mean, for people who don't know, you had a really serious health scare.
Yeah.
And it's changed your outlook on everything.
Yeah, well, multiple brain tumors in one family will do that. So my mom had a brain tumor, I had a brain tumor, I still have a little brain tumor, and so my perspective on life has completely changed. But with the movie and with everything that I've gone through, I saw we've gone from being human beings to human doings. And I don't want to be a human doing anymore.
Right.
I want to live, and I want to be happy, and I want to be healthy. And I can be healthy. And you deserve to be happy and healthy.
So put your phones down right now.
Yes. Just say no.
You talk about the phones. It's interesting because in the last, I would say, year, I've really tried to be careful about phone usage. Like late at night, I try not to do it, and I'll put it down.
Airplane mode at night by your bedside.
Is that the way to do it?
Yeah,
I try
because
not
you don't
even
want
put
it near your head.
Because it's because of the waves going into the head. So I think that is a good way to live. Well, I'm glad you had a very busy and good day yesterday.
Thank you. What did you do? Because I feel like you probably did something fabulous.
Well, I was a guest on Jimmy Fallon's show last night. He's the best. Have you been on his show?
I have. I love Jimmy.
He's just like, he has so much fun every night, and he's a big fan of everything, you know, that comes on the show. Bless you, Kazoon-tight. He's a big fan of all the artists that come on and all the guests that come on. So we got to talking, and I had no idea, and I've known him for a long time. In the middle of the interview, he was telling me that he got his big break here on this show.
What do you mean?
Well, so, and I don't know about you, but for me, like, this show, this franchise live, has a special place in my heart because I remember as a kid, summers when we were off school, I would have swim practice in the morning, and, I mean, I must have been 9 years old, and I'd watch Regis and Kathy Lee and Gelman. Of course. At 9 o'clock and eat my microwave Pillsbury pancakes while watching the show. And just thought, well, what a fun, relaxed atmosphere. And they were always so accessible. You felt like, even, you know, with Kelly before I started hanging out with her, you felt like, don't you feel like you know Ripa, right? You just feel like you know her. So Jimmy goes on to tell me that they had watched the show and they were in the audience and they loved the trivia question. You guys know the trivia question, right? You got your tickets for the trivia question? He said to his buddy who was with him, he said, you know what we should do? Whatever number they call out, we should just stand up because it's a live show and the camera will go to us.
No!
And they'll think we're the winner.
He cheated?
And, well, take a look at this. And we found the tape, too. Here's Jimmy from last night.
And I'm in the audience, and they did the trivia game where he's like, who played Luke Skywalker in Star Wars? You know? And then like, is it Mark Hamill? He's like, that's correct, you will, dude. Whatever they say, just stand up.
Please pick a number between 1 and 162.
Number 9.
Number 9.
Congratulations, Ann. You and our lucky audience winner have each won a $500 JCPenney gift certificate.
That's unbelievable.
They were not number 9, but they just stood up, and the camera, you know, it goes right to them.
Wow. Well, there's a whole other story of who got gypped.
Well,
we need to find that person.
we owe that individual.
We owe them a moment on camera now.
Luggage. We owe them luggage. So I'm not saying don't get any ideas here.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that we won't get you the prize, but the camera might go to you if you jump up and just a little bit. Isn't that fantastic?
Wow. You know what's funny? So the other night I went down a YouTube rabbit hole and I found an interview Jimmy Fallon did with Bradley Cooper where they can't stop laughing. If you want to laugh, watch
they
that
just keep
video.
giggling?
No. For like 30 minutes, he keeps trying to do the interview, and they're crying, laughing. So I'm in a hotel room, hysterically crying, laughing, watching them try to do this interview. And they kept restarting it and restarting it. It was amazing.
Has that ever happened? That has happened to me.
Oh, yeah.
On an episode of American Idol back in the day when Paula and Simon and Randy and I were doing the show. You know, Simon would say very funny things on the air, and then very funny things that weren't on the air while we were on the air that the camera wouldn't pick up, but that we would hear or see. And I think his intent was to try and make you laugh so that you'd screw up everything you'd have to do on the show. And there's probably footage of me fumbling through some sort of like copy about a contestant's song and elimination or something. So I've been in that moment. But speaking of Idol, I want to wish Carrie Underwood congratulations. She's expecting her second child with Mike Fisher, her husband. So that is exciting news. And she was just always, and she is just so special and so talented and so good and so real. And look at that.
Oh my.
And so young we are there, both of us.
You guys had like matching hair color.
Well, I had the same crimper probably that she had back in the day.
Really? Did you ever crimp your hair? I need to
I
know.
didn't, let's be clear. I don't do those sorts of things, Maria.
You never crimped?
I just flat iron.
Be honest. This is America.
Okay, if I'm being totally truthful
You've
with you.
crimped once.
I've never crimped, but I had an appliance that was neon green, and it was called the Lil Hottie. And
That's another show, Ryan.
No. No, this you plug in.
You're digging a deeper hole, buddy.
You plug this in, and you take the Lil Hottie, and you straighten your hair, because it's a little mini travel-size flat iron.
Okay. No, the mini travel-size flat irons are really good.
Yeah, be careful, though. You burn your forehead if you're not careful.
Well, you might need one for your new eyebrow wig.
What's that?
Well, eyebrow wigs are apparently the new craze. Yeah.
What's an eyebrow wig?
So I'm going to show you without telling you what a new eyebrow wig is. So it's the newest trend, so you can get thick eyebrows. Let's see. Right? So before, here.
Yeah, I think that
After, over here.
Does that mean that's actual hair that's put on?
So if you've overplucked, you can use this.
But it's a strip, adhesive strip? That's on there? Of someone's hair?
Yeah, it's 100% human hair, fake brows. And people are pleasantly surprised by the results.
Shayna doesn't need your girlfriend does.
No, Shayna has great thick brows.
You have great brows too.
Well, I have a great pencil. I have a great
Do
pencil.
you use Anastasia?
Anastasia in Los Angeles is the eyebrow, like,
She's the guru.
matriarch, and she's the best, so I have been to her. But, I only know these things from listening to women throughout my life, but I did start to maintain my eyebrows years ago.
It's important.
Because I was told at one point that I had messy eyebrows, and she said, it'd be nice if you respectfully would maintain yourself every once in a while, and so out of respect I did.
Ryan, you're a well-groomed man.
Well, thank you.
I mean, I only know
You only know what you know, Maria.
what I see.
And stick to what you know.
We'll ask Shanna about the others.
Hey, there's big Oscar news. They're making some changes to the Oscars. I just want to run this down for a second and make sure we've got this straight. There are 3 changes. They're adding popular film as a category.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, it's like, I just think of pop music, pop film, one that would be high on the charts or high at the box office in terms of the returns. And
I like that,
I think
actually.
that's
Well,
good.
because there's so many movies that make so much money and make such a big impact, but they're not critically acclaimed.
But they deserve a
But they
statue.
deserve something for being amazing. Like The Fast and the Furious has broken every franchise record.
And that's
Why
a
shouldn't they get
success.
something?
I agree with you. Yeah. And also, you know, before you move to this business in this world, and anybody watching across the country, for me at least, when I was in Atlanta, I would watch the Oscars, and I didn't understand how it worked, but I could not put together how these movies that had never been in my theater, I'd never seen them at Perimeter Mall, advertised on the marquee, were winning awards because they weren't even out yet. So, you know, because they circulate them to the community. So I think it gives you a chance to root for something maybe you saw at your theater. So that's good. They say the show's going to be 3 hours long, not 5.
Yes!
That might be helpful. And they are moving it up to February 9th. So that's the 3rd change.
That'll be right after Golden Globes, back to back.
Yeah, back to back with the Globe.
Okay.
They're
Well-
moving it up to February 9th, not back.
Earlier, back.
Yeah, that's up. Where is your calendar?
I'm so confused.
No, so they move it, if it were in March, if it were February 9th and they moved it to March, they'd move it back to March. It's up to February.
It's
Is that
both.
right?
I think it's both.
They make it earlier.
No,
I'm not picking a dog in this fight.
no, so he wouldn't be arguing if Kelly were here, I'll tell you that right now. She'd put him in his place.
Kelly would have her own opinion.
For
She'd
all
agree
of
with me.
these starlets who are going to the Oscars, I want to give them a little bit of advice on how to avoid a bad haircut, because no one wants to see an Oscar actress with a bad haircut, correct?
But what do you have?
So, 3 ways to avoid a horrible haircut, and I think we all need these tips. Don't style your hair to the day of your appointments. Your stylist can actually assess your natural texture. Number 2,
I don't know what that means.
bring photos of your dream look.
I have David Beckham on my fridge.
Well, then you also need a photo of what you don't want. So who wouldn't you want?
Me? Just
Number
kidding,
3, ask
Jason,
the
just
stylist.
kidding, I love it.
Ask the stylist to show you exactly what she intends to do. And remember that 60% of people have had at least one disastrous haircut.
Let's see
had
it.
2!
Oh, that's wait,
Thanks.
that's great.
Thanks, Mom.
Maria.
My mom did this to me. Do you think she hated me when I was younger? Guys, what is this? I look like the boy I had a crush on growing up. No, he looked like this. He had the same haircut. Mom, did you secretly hate me?
You know,
Ryan.
you and I are connected more than I ever knew, because I had that, and we called it. It was called the butt cut. That's what because it was the part right up the middle, and I had it with glasses, braces, rubber bands, and a headgear. You and I were separated at haircuts.
I feel for you. Guys, this is rough. This
isn't
one
that
was
funny?
chicken pox, because I got the chicken pox. She didn't want me to be itchy, so she cared about me in that one. This one, she's got no excuse.
Listen, it was very on trend back in the day.
Yeah.
That-
Boy cut?
That haircut and parachute pants. That was right on trend. All right, we've got such a.
Oh! Wait! Should we do a side-by-side? Ryan. But see, I clearly am miserable in mine. He's like, Yeah, you liked yours.
That was a good day for me.
That is a smize. That is a smize, if I've ever seen one. Oh, man, that was good.
I was proud of that custard rugby shirt.
I love it. That was amazing.
You know, I just want you to know, if you put that back up, that's Gelman's computer screen, because you might have seen the icons behind. Look at that. That's his home screen right there. Screensaver.
Bye.
All right.
Those cheeks are adorable. What's them?
Oh, Kelsey Grammer, have you left? Hopefully you're still here. Kelsey's coming.
We got Ruby Rose.
And Ride Goes Nuts Week continues with the 411 on nuts from nutritionist Wendy Bazillion.
And we will tell you how you could win an amazing tropical vacation.
Yes, okay, all right. That's coming. Right now, get ready. It's time for Dance Party Travel Trivia.
Here comes.
Watch
I
us
can
on
feel it. She's going to answer right now.
ABC, we think.
She's jumping out of the shower.
It is early, right? So she's probably upset with us.
She's going to answer. She's like, hello.
No answer?
We'll try someone.
All right, let's try this. So we're calling Sandra from London, Ontario. Canadians.
I love
Watches
Canadians.
us on CTV.
The best people ever.
You are having fun. You are having, and you've been off your phone the whole time. Thank you.
Yes. They're present.
Hello.
Hi, it is Ryan Seacrest and Maria Menounos calling. You're live on the air. Is this Sandra?
It is.
Well, hi, Sandra. How you doing?
I'm doing great now.
Good. What are you up to this morning?
You know what? I'm just doing errands.
What are they specifically?
You know what? Like just this and that, groceries and, you know.
Yep, I do know. I know about this and that.
All right.
Light. Yeah.
Sandra, let's see what you're playing for. You ready?
Let's go.
Yeah.
Sandra, you are playing
This is
for
good.
the
This is good.
Buccaneers St. Croix, 7 days, 6 nights in a deluxe oceanfront room. It includes 3 meals, daily choice of spa treatment, round of golf or tennis. This trip is provided in part by Priceline, and it's valued at $9,500. You have 20 seconds to guess, Sandra, and only 1 guess. Good luck.
Okay.
All right, so Sandra, on yesterday's show, we talked with Nina Dobrev, okay?
Yep.
With the cast of what series did we say Nina recently reunited? The cast.
Degrassi.
Yeah, that's
Congratulations, you and the guests will enjoy 7 days and 6 nights at the Buccaneers St. Croix. Founded in the 17th century and family-run for generations, the Buccaneer in St. Croix is both historic and modern, blending old-world charm with warm hospitality and the amenities expected by today's traveler. The Buccaneer is a premier destination resort for golf, tennis, water sports, weddings, honeymoons, and family vacations. Your prize is valued at approximately $9,500.
great. All right, no funny business, you guys. We're about to do that thing.
What
Okay,
thing?
that thing where they have their tickets and they can stand up and pull a Fallon.
That thing.
We're watching. Yeah, we're going to verify
well,
your tickets.
Congratulations, Sarah. You can now help.
It's not Sarah.
Sandra.
Sandra, sorry.
That's okay.
She was getting familiar, that's all.
Okay, congratulations. You can now help one of our lucky members of the studio audience receive a $500 appliance package from Cuisinart.
Yes, here we
Please
go.
pick a number between 1 and 188.
Okay, let me think. 188.
188. We gotta make him prove it. We're gonna check your ticket. Congratulations.
I don't believe
Sandra,
you.
good luck with the groceries. Thanks for watching, okay? We'll talk.
Oh, no trouble.
After this.
Still ahead online, Live Goes Nuts Week continues with Wendy Bazillion.
Dr. Fraser Crane is in the house. He is a multi-award winning actor, and he stars with Kristen Bell in the new film Like Father. Please welcome Kelsey Grammer. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Love the
man.
beard.
Oh, thanks. Hi. Yeah, I'm actually doing a role right now where I've gotten kind of hoary. It's
You go what?
H-O-A. H-O-A-R-Y. Hoary. It's an old-fashioned word. It means sort of grizzled, and yeah, that's
what's
sort of.
is it for a role?
I play a rock and roll star from the 70s.
Oh, that's fun.
But, I have a wig, but I'm not allowed to
All
show
about
it,
wigs
apparently.
today.
So who?
Yes, it is apparently.
Right?
Who would you say it looks like? Like
a bit like Robert Plant, honestly, is sort of what we were going for.
Nice.
And it's they told me I couldn't show. Yeah, well, there's Robert. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can
It's a
see
bit
that.
like that. Yeah. Well, let me see.
So, but Kelsey, like in that photo of Robert, he's about to do a
He's
signature
doing this thing
move
with this.
the mic.
Yeah.
You know what he
What do
does?
you
He
got?
just sort of picks up the mic stand a lot.
Yeah.
Show
He
us
sort
what
of
you
does
got.
this. Well, I don't really have much, but he sort of does this thing a lot,
Right.
and he walks around, and once in a while he'll pull out that voice, from the 70s, that one.
That full setup?
It's fantastic.
Well, you were
It's
an opera
extraordinary.
singer, so you've got something there
Well,
to
I'm
do,
not really
right?
an opera singer.
You almost were an opera singer, I read, right?
Almost. When I was 14, I started singing, and when I was 15, a voice teacher kind of met me and took me under her wing and thought I should try to be an opera singer. I thought that the odds of becoming a famous opera singer and successful were so much against you that becoming an actor was a much better idea.
Yeah, right. Good logic. But Placido Domingo reached out to you?
Yes, well,
It's called-
he runs the LA Opera. And so I got a phone call. This is about a year and a half ago. He's famously known as the most charming man in the world. And certainly on the phone, he said, "Hello, Kelsey. How are you?" I said, I'm fine. How are you? And he said, "I understand this. I so much want you to be part of the opera." I said, "Okay." Apparently it works on everybody.
I mean, anybody who would talk to me like that would have my attention.
Hey, we'll come right back with Kelsey Grammer. Stay with us. Like father. That's a funny clip where you're just pouring your heart out to these people on the cruise ship.
Yes, I figure he just wanted to just cut to the chase and explain everything that was going on. We were not married. We were not honeymooners.
Right.
We were there by a very strange set of circumstances, and it's an interesting situation. I'm really drawn to these characters lately in my career that are grown men who actually still need to grow up.
Right.
And this is one of them. Although he's probably the most mature of the characters I've played in quite some time.
Right.
Love it. And you guys actually shot this on a cruise
Well,
ship, which
that's
I think is
fascinating.
unbelievable.
Well, it's I don't know how they managed to do this. This was an idea, I guess, maybe 5 or 6, maybe even 10 years ago. Somebody said, "Oh yeah, a girl gets left at the altar and then goes on the cruise with her father." That's sort of what happened. And then Lauren wrote it and sort of picked up the idea and sort of inserted a lot of gravitas into it as well, because she's had some experience with Alzheimer's as well, and this is one of the the undercurrents that's running through the film. And it's just about love, and it's very sad in many ways, and it's very emotional.
No,
and
you
they,
will. I mean,
they reconnect.
You will see a tear
Oh, yeah.
draw.
We cried.
There was a
It's
lot of
very
crying going on. Yeah,
It was beautiful.
Before you go, there are rumors circulating that there might be a Frasier reboot.
Yes, there are rumors circulating.
Anybody could respond to that?
Yeah.
It should be you and not just a rumor.
Well, we're talking about it. We'll see.
Do you like the idea of it?
If it's a good show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd hate for it to be, just sort of a repeat of stuff we've done already. The thing is, it's almost 20 years later.
That's crazy.
And, well, it is technically since the day we started in 93. So, okay. All right, anyway. I digress. He's a great character, and his next, sort of incarnation would be what I would want to do. With, I think, some of the other characters that were already on the show. And, of course, John's gone now.
Yeah.
The fellow who played Martin, my dad, he died this year. And so we might use that as a launching pad, kind of, to kind of bring everybody together again. We'll see. I mean, it's a tough deal to make.
Great to see you. Congratulations on this. Like Father is streaming on Netflix. Kelsey Grammer.
We'll be right back with Ruby Rose.
Tune in tomorrow.
From her roles in Orange is the New Black, John Wick Chapter 2, and Pitch Perfect 3, please welcome the very talented Ruby Rose. Ruby, they tell me this is your first time here on this show as a guest.
Can you believe it?
Crazy.
No, I cannot.
What took you guys so long?
I know.
Maria's fault.
Really?
Now, you had so many jobs. I was looking at all the things that you have done already in your career. You were doing a little bit of everything in Australia, right? Mm-hmm. So what were your gigs?
Well, I was the MTV VJ, and then I got my own show as well on like a free-to-air channel. I had a clothing line, a radio show. I was a DJ, recording artist.
Whoa.
I ended up hosting the Winter Olympics in Vancouver, knowing nothing about the Winter Olympics, and had to just make up what was happening. Like, that was a triple flip dolphin dive, and it was amazing. And then Tora Bright won gold, and I'm like, it's not going to go down well, is it? And literally, they called me the Ryan Seacrest of Australia.
Well, listen.
I was about to say that.
But like the poor version, you know?
I too did the Winter Olympics, and believe me, I was crossing my fingers I was saying the right stuff, you know? Because, you know, when you cover the Olympics, people
Scary.
they were very serious about the stats and the facts. You don't want to screw that up.
And the names.
Yeah, which I just
Oh,
I just
boy.
use first names.
Yeah.
So when did you, what was the impetus to coming here?
Well, I wanted to get into acting. I went to school for acting. It's what I always wanted to do, and I sort of landed the MTV job meaning to just go on auditions, and that was part of what we had to do at acting school, but then I got the job. And so I was like, so now what do I do? And to get into acting, I tried, and everyone just said, you're like the Ryan Seacrest of Australia, and no one's going to believe you as anything other than the Ruby Rose brand or the VJ or whatever. And so I packed my bags and moved to the States and knew nobody except for Sia, which was like my one saving grace.
Yeah.
And tried to get a manager or an agent for 2 years.
So did you get Orange is the New Black after you moved here, obviously, then, right?
Yeah, like just a really short amount of time of 2 years of tumbleweed first.
Yeah, for not, right.
And everyone, I met with all the big agencies, and they all turned me down because they wanted me to do reality TV or, you know, hosting, and I really wanted to do acting, and so I put out a short film. It went viral. Gen G and Jen Houston saw it and then asked me to audition for Orange, and the rest is history.
Well, the rest is history, and there's breaking news. I hear you're cast as a legendary, iconic superhero.
I mean, I can't even
This is the
believe
coolest.
It is the coolest, yeah, Batwoman.
Batwoman. That's new news.
I literally found out the morning of the Meg premiere, and so it was just, I got so nervous on the red carpet because it's like, don't say anything, no one can know until tomorrow, and like anytime they're like, we've got one more question, I'm like,
oh gosh,
but what is it? Because I just was like, does everybody know? Does nobody know? But yeah, that was probably the most grueling audition process.
Why?
Wasn't there some foreshadowing though? Wasn't there a tattoo connected to a bat?
Yes, my mum got a bat, like a little Batman logo tattoo when she was in her 20s because she actually had pet bats growing up in Launceston and would sort of nurse them back to health. And then I also, she just told me this story the other day, I used to make my toys because we didn't have a lot of money. So I made bat wings out of cardboard and would like gaffer tape them together, and I would sleep in them, I would walk around in them, I would jump off things and like jump onto her with these like bat wings that I had for months until they disintegrated and were disgusting, and she threw them away.
That's amazing. So now you have a lot of tattoos. Do you have a favorite tattoo?
It's hard to choose a favorite.
How many do you have?
I would say in the 60s, but I like, or maybe 70.
In the 60s?
Yeah.
So does your mother have more, or do you have more than your mother?
Oh, no, I have more. Every woman in my family has a tattoo. Even my grandma has a little rose down on her, and none of the men, not one of the men in my family. That just
you know
tells
why?
you how strong the women.
Because it hurts, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so painful.
Exactly.
So your favorite, what is it?
I finally got mum tattooed because you would know, as a host, that's your microphone hand. And I thought, you know, every single time I hold the microphone, my mum's name will be there. But she didn't realize that, and she was like, that's it.
Yeah.
That tiny, you've got all these, you got a massive Ninja Turtle, and I just get that.
Oh my.
She worked it out pretty quickly. And then my Ninja Turtle, people do look at me like, you're a 32-year-old woman with a Ninja Turtle tattoo. Is everything okay? And I got this because when I was young, I had such a vivid imagination that when I was getting bullied at school, or even younger when I thought there were monsters under the bed, I imagined that the Ninja Turtles were there.
You?
And they were saving me. Like, they'd sit at the end of my bed, and they'd have pizza, like imaginary pizza that I would eat.
And would say, oh, that's so sweet.
I still think there are monsters under my bed.
Yeah.
No appendages hanging over ever.
The Ninja Turtle can help. We'll be right back with Ruby Rose. Stay with us.
Monday on Live from...
What happens? It's the Meg Ruby Rose starring in that. And so there's this, obviously, this prehistoric shark that's not so extinct, you find out, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's huge.
It is enormous. It's 75 feet. And it's basically, the whole film premise is that I'm a scientist. I've sort of dedicated my entire life to marine biology and trying to save these creatures. And we try to work out whether the Mariana Trench is really the bottom of the ocean. We go down through the thermocline, which all does exist, and find all new species of animals, but we do uncover and unleash the Meg upon the world.
You know, someone tweeted that this was like Jurassic Park and Jaws on steroids.
Yeah.
And I have to say it's pretty accurate because I saw this. I was just like horrified. It was so scary.
Yeah, it's like Jurassic Shock.
In the movie, your character says, we're not going to make it. And you actually didn't almost make it.
Like in real, while shooting, right?
Yeah, no, I was always very safe. On a film like this, stunts and everything, they've got it down to a fine T, but I had chosen these shoes with little holes in them because I thought it looked cool. And so every time I was vertical, I would just sink, though, because my shoes filled up with water. And I'm trying to get back on the boat, and it's like being a little cat trying to climb a fridge, you know? And I'm screaming, and I'm like, help, help, and doing the whole drowning thing. And the director just thought I was doing an amazing job and didn't want to cut.
What an actress.
And to be fair, I was like, don't break accent yet, because I kind of like, this could be a great take.
Oh, so you were panicked in your accent for the character, but really panicked on the inside.
Yeah, and I thought, if I really need help, I'm just going to start saying help in Australian, and then they should probably know. And then I literally like had my one last like trying to hold on, and then I just sunk. And then I drank a lot of that tank water, which is really, I was probably drunk on that. And then